Beloved, I bring you greetings from the Inside Studios, and you are watching The Virtuous Woman. By now, you know that it's a program where we talk about issues of life concerning women. But today we are going to talk about dating. Of course, it has women, and so we are going to talk about women. We cannot do away without women in any stage of life, in any aspect of life. We are going to talk about dating. We know that the concept of dating is one of the most questioned aspects of the Christian walk among young adults. And much of the questioning comes from the fact that there are many forms of dating, and this is to be compared to the traditions of the Bible times. We know that relationship started in the Garden of Eden, where God created man in his own image. God had a relationship with man. God walked with man, who is Adam. God loved Adam. God knew Adam, and Adam also knew God. Actually, Adam walked with God in the Garden of Eden. That is the first form of relationship that God created. Then secondly, God created the relationship of marriage. Yes, God brought to Adam Eve, and the marriage relationship is, as we know, is between a man and a woman. The marriage between Adam and Eve is the ever perfect marriage we can ever think of before the fall. When man fell, everything changed. Yes, as I said, today we are going to talk about dating. We want to focus most importantly on the challenges that young adults have to face in choosing the right person. And I warmly welcome you. If you are very new on our page, please, we are privileged to have you with us. If you're already a family, we also thank you for always sticking and staying with us. If you have not yet subscribed to the page, this is the Inside Studios, and it's the same on Facebook and on YouTube. You are very much welcome. Today, to help me in this discussion, actually, it's going to be a conversation. So please, if you have not yet shared this broadcast with anybody you know, any young adult you know, please do so, because it is going to be very insightful. And if you have an iPad, any jotter to write down the nuggets that they are going to share with us, please do so. If you have anybody you know is parenting a young adult, please share with them, because it is going to be of a benefit to everyone. I am your host, Susie Posikene Georges. And to help me do this are two beautiful ladies and two amazing young men. I will give them the chance for them to introduce themselves so that you will know them if you don't know them. And on my right, I have a lady and a gentleman. Please, can you introduce yourself to us? We start, they said ladies first, so let's go.
Okay, my name is Margaret. I'm a student and a teacher.
Well, I'm John. I'm also a student and I also teach.
Wow. And then on my left, we have...
I'm Dorcas and I am a singer. Yeah.
A singer, she said. Yes.
Me, I'm Steven and I play the bass in church.
Wow. So we know we have two great, amazing singers in our midst and two amazing instrumentalists. Wow. And they are, most importantly, children of God. Yes, children of God. We will dive right into it. Please share with somebody. Go through with us. If you have any comment, if you have anything to share, you are free to share with us in the comment section. We know that it is going to be very, very impactful. Asafo John, how is the dating going?
The Dating is good.
It's going. And so we want to have your perspective, what your view on what dating is all about.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for the opportunity that you have given us to be able to share what we have in our minds. Well, to dive straight into the definition of dating, actually, as I was researching, what I came across was the fact that dating is actually a period of time where two people of the opposite sexes, because this is also important that it's not
specify.
The same sex, but it's the opposite sex, come together, they study themselves, and if they realize that they are suitable for each other, they can then move on into the process of a romantic relationship that should then lead to marriage. But with the advancement of time, with the passing of time, with the introduction of contraceptives, with the introduction of the fact that if I go and live with my girlfriend, I go and live with my boyfriend, it's no longer frowned upon by the society. The lines between dating and having a romantic relationship has been blurred. So we can't in these days actually tell the difference between people who are dating or people who are having a romantic relationship. But the roots of dating is actually the fact that two people come together of the opposite sex, they study themselves. If they realize they are suitable for each other, then they can move on into a romantic relationship.
Wow. Steve?
Yeah, okay. I agree with what my brother said, and I want to add this, that in our Christian world, we are really overwhelmed with information, a lot. If you want to find a book about dating, if you want to find a book about marriage and all that stuff, you can find it. But at the same time, we see that we are a lot confused about what dating is in a Christendom, okay? So I believe that at times we are lazy because we do not search the depth of what God said concerning our lives. So we try in a way to take some tips, but at the end, you must understand what God said concerning your life, because maybe you are reading a book that is based on some experience or something, but it's not reliable in your life or relatable in your life. So at times we take some tips, that's good, you read some book, that's good, but at the end, what God said concerning your life or concerning your dating, concerning the person that you are dating or whatever, is it the time, is it the right moment to do it, or you must wait or you must proceed. So I believe that we must search, we must take the information, but also we must search and go deeply to see what God said concerning our life about dating or in other stuff.
Wow. One thing that Steve said right now, that there is much knowledge out there. I think that is very, very important, because as compared to years back, you never had the chance to go on the net and find people talking about such issues so that you would learn. Maybe you have to get it from a book, and how many of us love reading? But now, even if you don't want to read, you will have sessions, you have talks about dating. And so it is very, very true that this age has a lot of knowledge out there. But unfortunately, this same knowledge sometimes confuses us. And they make us make decisions that are not what our walk with the Lord asks us to do. Wow. Ladies, do you have something to add to what the gentlemen have said?
Well, I think I just want to emphasize what he said, that the identity is first thing first, that you're supposed to know about yourself, who you are, and secondly, like what follows, of course, is the purpose of like who you are and what you're supposed to do, and then you can fit in the person that will come in that journey. Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
Ready?
I think it's done it all.
Wow. Okay. So I'll ask them, if it's two people coming together to know whether they can move to the next level and all that, what do you do? What do you do during this period? What do you do? In order for you to know, in order for you to move the next step, What do you do during these times?
Okay, maybe. As a Christian, if I was supposed to answer this question before, maybe when I was younger, I was like, okay, I need to finish my school, I need to get a job, I need to have money, I need to have a house and a car and be presentable outside. But that is not the only thing that you have to consider. As a Christian, we are instructed to be dedicated to God first. There's the Bible verse that says, I think in 1 Corinthians 7 verse 34, it says that we have to fully, I'm just paraphrasing it, we have to fully dedicated to God, both body and spirit, and that will be the first step and first preparation. And I think I'm always positive about those things, is that when you are prepared in that way, you're not even aware that you're prepared, but once the things will just come and fit in the perfect way once you are prepared. Of course, you're not ready, but you are ready when everything will just and then that will come. Yeah.
Wow.
That one, yes.
My dear Steve, what do you do during this period of dating? John.
Well, I strongly believe that during the period of dating, if you have to go by the definition of dating, then it's a period in which I have to ask myself this question. I've seen a beautiful lady, I've seen a nice young guy, I want to get into a relationship with that person. At the end of the day, the purpose of dating should be to realize the fact that this person is perfect for me, or this person fits the attributes that I'm seeking, or this person does not fit the attribute that I'm seeking. So it would be useless to go further in the relationship. So I strongly believe that before we get into dating, we ourselves should know what we are looking for. And then afterwards, I get into dating, I see, oh, Dorcas is a nice, beautiful young lady. I get into dating with her, I realize, does she tick the boxes? If she doesn't tick the boxes, then I put her aside. Okay? Because it may seem strange to say that, oh, we are putting people aside, or we are making selections, but that's dating. That's the period where you come to the fact that this person is suitable for me, this person isn't. And then you move to the relationship, because if I move into the relationship and then I begin to, every 2 days I'm having a new person with whom I'm in a relationship with, that is a problem. But with the dating, you are, quote unquote, you are free to explore, have a list of people who maybe they fit, maybe they do not fit, and then you move on from there.
Because you spoke about boxes, and you begin to tick the boxes. So then I'll ask, what do young adults look out for when they want to make a choice? What do you take in? What are the criteria in ticking the boxes?
Hey, first and okay.
Dorcas.
The first thing, oh my God.
Wow. Ladies, what's on your list? If you are out there, this is what we are discussing. You can let us know what is on your list. What are you taking?
Shorts.
Is it long, short? Is it large?
Oh God. I think, okay, for the first thing, okay, let me just be very real. The first thing that you see is the appearance. So you just look and say, okay, this one, I like it. No, I don't like it. But that should not be the main thing that you have to consider. And for me, the first thing is the fact that we are supposed to be on the same level spiritually. I mean, having the same base, having Christ at the base, and then from there, you can add the personal things.
Doctor said the person should be, he should be on the same level spiritually with the person.
Yeah.
That is very, very important. Steve?
Okay.
Your list.
My list.
I'm not talking about you. Generally, you have heard John say it. You have heard maybe any of your friends say it. My list is what I have on my list. So you can share with us.
No, I think that maybe when we have list or something like you have to take this, blah, 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 and all that stuff. At times, we get picky and we do not, like, our list can hinder us to find the right person, or to say that, okay, this is something that is for me. I believe that each one of us has already met his husband or wife, but because at times we are picky in our choices, we say, ha fatto questo, allora we say that ha fatto questo, allora no, lascio stare. But maybe it's a matter of time that we will get there. So I believe that we are able, like, to discern, okay, who is maybe a good husband, or he can be a good father, blah blah, and all that stuff. But then we must also think about what God said, or where you are going, and then ask God if it's really somebody for me. Because at times, maybe because we have a list, we do not, maybe God will show you, or you realize that, okay, this is the person, but because we have our mind list, it must be tall, and all that stuff. But God said, this is short, so you don't like it. You don't like it. Then it may hinder you to have really a good marriage. Okay, maybe it's your husband, maybe it's she's your wife, and all that stuff. But because we are picky in our decision, or we want Mr. Perfect or Miss Perfect, and all that stuff, we wait, and maybe we can build some good relationship in friendship, but because we are picky, because it's not the one that I'm searching for. So bye.
Well, one thing that I would like to add is the fact that I strongly believe we shouldn't have we shouldn't be in the position where we create our own list, okay? And even if we should create our own list, it should be malleable enough to the point that, well, I wanted to have a person who is tall, I wanted to have a person who is short, I wanted to have a person who is this, but God said that I should have a person who is this kind of person. So that also comes in. And one scripture that I would like us to take a look at that helps us in creating that list is when Samuel was asked to go and choose a king for Israel. Now, we find that it was on 2 occasions that God asked him. In the first occasion, what he focused on was on the physical appearance. In fact, the Bible makes us understand that he stood above the people of Israel. Yeah. He was tall, he was thick, he was a handsome young man. But realize what happened after he had become a king and the things that he did. And the other time, God asked Samuel to go and choose another king. And it was about making the same mistake. God comes to him and says that, look, man looks at the outward, but I look at the heart. And that's where what Doka said comes in. That at the end of the day, the person is beautiful on the outside, he's excellent, he's this, he's that, he's able to cook, he's able to drive, he's able to do this and that. But on the inside, where is the position of his heart? With respect to God, with respect to you as a potential husband or as a potential wife. So I think that the list should be malleable enough, and it should be a list that is basically at the fundamental stage dictated by God.
Maybe. Okay, so I agree with John, and I agree with Steve. I know where Steve is coming from, but you must, if you say a list, okay, you must have something. There must be non-negotiables. There are certain things that you can't just say, oh, you can't compromise. Okay, so as a Christian, you need somebody who is also a Christian, a God-fearing man. You can't say, I'm going to marry an unbeliever. That is non-negotiable. You can't compromise. Yeah. So you must, a list, yes, but it must be like John rightly said. You must have a list that can make sense. You can't say maybe it must have money, it must have a Porsche Cayenne because I like Porsche. You know, that is not what we are talking about. But you, as a Christian, you must have things that you can't compromise. You must not say, okay, if the guy is abusive, it's okay. No.
I will change him.
No.
Wow. That's very important. I hope any young person out there is also taking notes. They are sharing lots of nuggets. They are sharing very important points here that are going to help us make the right choice when dating. I always remember when we were younger. We are still young anyway. When we were younger, sitting under the teachings or that time, he always say, dating is not what you people are defining as dating. It's just like you are socializing. Just as we come to church, just as we go to parties, then you will be watching whether this person is, those things. But today it's as if now we make our own move. We have already chosen the person, then we go out. We go out and then we say we are dating this person. Two of you sitting somewhere at the cinema or at the discotheque and say we are dating. Is that dating? As a Christian, of course, we are talking for Christians. Is that dating? Wow. Does age matter when it comes to choosing the right person? Generally, does age matter?
If I should go first and talking about the little experience that I've had, I strongly believe that age, if it's not for the fact that maybe you as a person you're looking for a person of a particular age, then we can say that in that case age matters. But I strongly believe that love or dating doesn't have to do with age. Okay. Obviously, I'm not saying that when date someone who has 12 years, once you have 20-something years, but maybe among your age group from the 20s onwards. I strongly believe that age shouldn't be a problem, because we can have people who are 30 and they are immature. In the same way, we have people who are 25 and they are very, very mature. So I strongly believe that if it's not something that's maybe a no-go area for you, I strongly believe that the age shouldn't be a problem, because we find people who are having successful marriages and you ask the age of the husband is 42, the wife is 35, and they are going strong. That goes to show us that age is not really much of a problem when it comes to dating.
I think there's nothing to add. It's
Yeah,
very
I
clear.
think it's not about the age actually, but your maturity. Maturity
exactly.
counts. Emotionally, you must be matured. Physically, your attitude towards the other person is also very, very important. So the age doesn't matter. Maybe somebody might be old, but doesn't have that maturity. Emotionally, that person is not emotionally fit. Okay, all the aspects like psychologically and all these kind of things, the person is not fit. Okay, and also your attitude towards a woman.
Oh, Maggie! She said your attitude towards a woman. Maturity. The Bible says they should deal with us in knowledge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that is why somebody who has a relationship with God matters when you are making a choice. Age is not really a problem. Of course, it shouldn't be more, but reasonably, you can choose somebody that is older or that is maybe younger, but not extreme. Otherwise, when you are getting wrinkles, the person is
Exactly.
Wow. So let's talk about some of the difficulties that young adults have when they are making a choice or finding the right person. I would first want to know, do you go into that with the backdrop that there is this one person that you are supposed to meet? Do you date with the backdrop that this person I'm supposed to meet this very person, and so do you date with that backdrop?
Well, I think no. I think we have people outside that can fit in perfectly. They can be a sort of 10 or 2, but there is no specific person. They may have like a specific office that they will occupy like in your life, and they may have the same, they may give you the same energy that will fit in that relationship, but it won't be, maybe you won't like them, everybody. Like you won't like exactly the same way for everybody. There will be that one person, maybe two, and then you have to pray about it and choose the one.
So there is this a kind of a person.
Yeah, kind of a person.
But not this specific person for.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some other difficulties that young adults face in making a right choice.
Okay, I would say that there are so many things that every individual faces, but one thing that I'll put first is the fact that we really do not know what we need. Okay, so like somebody having a list of I want tall, short, those kind of things. We don't really know what we need as a person. Is it these things that I need or something else that I need personally? Okay, so you get to know what you need, and then you know who you are. Okay, so if I need affection, or if I need somebody to support me in my dream or in my purpose or what I'm doing in life, then it means that I don't need somebody who will be telling me you are nothing, or you talk too much, you do this, you do that. You need somebody who will give you what you truly, deep down inside, you need. But if you don't know what you need as a person, then it will be very, very difficult. You change and change because you've not found who you are, what you need, and then what you need in a man as well. And also, the fact that we do not. Also, society pressure can also be one of the form of difficulties for us. Maybe you are 25, then your parents start giving you pressure. So it means that you have to go in and choose somebody quickly without even getting to know the person. Because you are 30, when are you getting married? You are 35, when are you getting married? So if I find somebody at church, okay, or he's a church person, he's a Christian, even though I do not know the belief or what level that person is, because I'm being forced to get married, I just choose a person and get married so that the pressure will be off my head. So these are some of the things, not all, but some of the things that I think we face.
Wow. Parents. That is why I ask if you know anybody who is parenting a young adult. One thing that parents, the thing is they expect us not to be dating. They expect us not to be like, you don't need to go out. But when it is time for you to get married, then so when is it happening? And so so when I was supposed to go out and you said no, how then do I meet this right person? This is a caution onto parents that we don't say get us out like we go everywhere, but guide us through, be with us, talk to us. Let's create that relationship where we can freely talk to you about anything that is bothering us concerning relationships and dating. Don't put that wall before you and us that we cannot approach you and talk to you about it. And then for some, they might need, it's not supposed to be only church, home. Of course, I will say I will say that I'm a bit here and I'm a bit there. So I can also say that you also need to prove that you are worth letting out. Yeah. That is where it will come out. Prove that you are worth letting out to go and socialize, and then we are having some confirmations in the studio. That is why we are laughing.
Can I say my opinion? Sister, forgive me. If you don't see my face, forgive me. Like discussion, but I think the whole belong with the ticking of the boxes. I like the ticking of the boxes, but it makes so much importance to me from what Marie was saying. We should not think of getting married, getting who we want, but it is who we are first. What are our needs? Because that is what I know a man, a very handsome man, married a very woman who is fearfully made, you know. The woman is fearfully made. Now, the only thing they are, the true story on CNN, they are, so why did you pick this woman? She said, she makes me laugh. It's the reason why others marry. You marry a star, but they are not happy.
Yeah.
You can marry a star and still not be happy. You can marry somebody with all the money and still not be happy. Because to somebody, what he called joy in a home is maybe affection. A person you can spend time with. So knowing yourself is a major key for your need, not somebody's need, your personal need. If you can find that, every other thing can fall in place. He may not have all the other things, but because he can meet that need for you, you will be happy forever. And I like that. God bless you. Anyway, I don't talk too much.
If you heard a voice, it is the CEO of the Inside Studios who is the head of the youth and cannot keep quiet on such issues. He needs to voice it out. Yes, that was a very important point he made there. It's not easy. I'm having a comment here from our mommy Margaret Tando. Okay, we have our lady Anna says we are expectant. Yes, we know. We are grateful to have you watching us. Our mommy Tando says that giving them pressure should rather be a prayer for them. That is very important. Mommy, thank you so much. Giving them pressure is not as that important, but prayer, and not only sometimes you praying only in your closet for them, but let them see that you are hold their hands, pray for them. That is why relationship comes in. It shouldn't be that when it comes to talking about relationships and marriage, we can't talk to our parents. I remember during the week I was talking to my sister Dorcas. Anyway, is my sister. Yeah, we were talking and then we saw a post for somebody saying, imagine your parents thinking you are not dating, but you are in a house where you have a broken heart and you are depressed in your room. Mommy doesn't know what you are going through, but you know that you have had a broken heart. Parents think you are not dating, but you are having problems in your closet. It's just headache. And when they ask you, it's just headache. Headache. Wow. Oh, you are hungry. Hungry? You are hungry. Let me go again. I think there are other comments. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. We don't have any comments yet. Let's see. We are church people, right? When Maggie was talking about choosing on her list, not on her list, but generally, if you're a Christian, when choosing your priority should be that the person is a believer, just as you. Then I was wondering, so how do you know that this person is a believer? Is it because you see the person in church?
Okay, so
yes.
Okay, so John, you're Ghanaian, right?
Yeah.
If you hear somebody who is a Ghanaian speaking, will you know?
Yeah.
That's how you know them.
That's it. Right on point. If you're a Ghanaian, if you see a Ghanaian, you would know that this person is a Ghanaian. And so if you're a believer, are you a believer? The question is, you yourself, are you a believer? Then when you see your kind, you should be able to see that this person is a believer. And so we're talking about dating in the church. Dating in the church. Church guys, church girls. People are with the notion that people outside the church, people who are not Christians, they are easy to find partners than people in church.
Yeah. And I
believe that.
I strongly believe that it should.
Why?
How it should be. That's how it should be, in the sense that we in church we have lots of restrictions. We can't just go in for anything. In fact, Paul makes us understand that we have access to all things, but not all things is repeated to us. Not all things are we supposed to engage in. So I believe that we would have a limited list of options. We would have a limited list to look out for, a group of people to search among. Whereas those of the world, you can go to the disco, you'll find a person to date. You can come into the church and you'll find someone to date. You can go to his mother's shop, as maybe he's helping with the mother selling, a customer comes in and, well, the next thing that they are married. So they can go anywhere and search for anything. But we are in church, we are Christians. We have, at the end of the day, there are some fundamental things that we have to look out for. If that person who is not in the world does not meet that requirement, you can't go in for that person. So I strongly believe that that's how it should be, and it's not a problem if it's that way. But we should embrace it and then work with it, and we'll see the result that's going to create for us.
Any others?
No. I want to add something that is positive, because the fact that as soon as you accept Christ, like you put a boundary. It's like you put a boundary, like I'm Christian and the other people, or they are not Christian, like they can't be an option. So in a way you are safe. Okay, let's use that word, that we are safe. But at the same time, you must be careful. You must be careful, because you must see the fruits. You must see if they are truly Christian or they are just churchgoers and all that stuff. But I believe that the fact that you become a Christian, you put some boundaries. So.
And it's also a two-way affair, in the sense that once I become a Christian, not every person can approach me. So I'm also safe from that point of view, that I won't find myself in. Actually, recently I was talking to a young lady, and she was telling me about the fact that she won't go to the disco to find a husband, because at the end of the day, they all know what the guys in the disco come to do. They are looking for people to have one night stands with and all that kind of thing. But if she's supposed to look for someone, then she'll go to a rightful place and then look for that person. That brings us to the understanding that as a Christian guy, you won't find yourself in the disco. So you don't have to do with girls who are problematic and have all kinds of issues and all that kind of thing. You're in church, you find a Christian believer, hopefully, and then you move on from there. So I think you save yourself also from a lot of harm or a lot of problems.
Wow. And so
that actually also means that if you're a Christian girl, don't dress like a worldly person.
Exactly.
Because that will make you attract a worldly person.
Exactly.
wow, thank you so much. So now we are talking about we in church. A Christian girl, a Christian guy. They want to know each other. They want to date. They want to court. They're talking about. But I hear a lot of church girls say that their church guys are boring to be. They are boring to be. Is it true? They talk about scriptures.
Okay.
Are you asking the boys?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is it true?
Boring. In what sense?
Okay.
Because honestly, if you should say that Christian guys are boring because they're always talking about scripture, they're always meditating on scripture, they always. As a Christian, what are you looking for?
What are you looking for?
Mr. Susie, for
Yes.
me, it's not a matter of, it's not boring. They don't have content.
Wow. Can you elaborate on
Some
that?
of them, not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them don't have content. How can you call me? How are you? I'm fine. Have you eaten? What did you eat? How was your day? How did your day go? Every day is the same lines. The same lines. Why? You at least, women, we are driven by what we hear. So at least talk about something else. Maybe something of interest. Maybe she might like something. She might not know something.
Maybe you want sugar-coated words?
No, I don't want that.
Okay.
Say something apart from these phrases that is like a routine. If
Talk
you don't
about
know what,
your
talk
future,
about something.
your ambitions, the
that
purpose
is
of.
why I always urge people to date your friend. I don't know if I might be wrong, but I prefer dating a friend. So you know what let's talk. I like football. Let's talk about football. How did the game go? Okay, let's talk about maybe you said you wanted to do this. I saw a poster. Will you check it out? Something that of interest. interest. Don't come and you don't know what to say, and then you say, now when you see me talking to someone else more, and now you talk to this person. Yes, because you don't have content.
Do you agree? Please let us know in the comment
Some
section.
of them can talk. Some of them can. They are smart. They know you like this. They start talking about it. They engage you in a conversation that you like. It's not like they are trying to say sweet words to you, but if you know what somebody likes and you say, the person will, a woman who wants to hear things will always want to talk to you.
Do that just for me.
I will do for you.
But it also depends. It also depends on what you actually feed your mind with every day. What you engage yourself every time that will make you have something to say. Not even like having something to say for the partner or for the one that you are dating, but what do you talk about all the time? What do you have in mind all the time? What do you meditate on all the time? Or not even like having something that daily you feed your mind with, and surely you have something to say. Yeah. That's it.
And also some of them, they are always in the spirit. They don't want to come out. Every day, they want to. And the Bible said, today I saw some. God said He's going to tell you something. Did you see it? I mean, come out of the spirit.
You know, I strongly believe that we have made our Christian life in such a way that it becomes boring. In the sense that as Christians, the Bible makes us understand that we are spirit. So at the end of the day, it's kind of difficult for me to understand when someone tells me that I should come out of the spirit. I shouldn't come out. I shouldn't come out. The question is, the main fact is, we are Christians. We belong to a kingdom. Okay, we are part of a kingdom. The kingdom has things that we should talk about, things that we shouldn't talk about. That becomes our nature. Once you are born again, that becomes our nature. So if I go into a dating relationship, I shouldn't go in with the mentality that at the end of the day I should go and look for things of the world to come and bring to come and bring into my relationship to make it exciting. But at the end of the day, I should live that Christian life. You know, the Bible makes us understand that there is joy in the house of the Lord. So at the end of the day, if I carry that joy, even in my family, it's going to be seen. That joy is going to be seen, irrespective of the things that we talk about. We might find ourselves talking about the Bible from Monday to Sunday, and there will still be joy. And you have people talking about other things, and you realize that there is no joy. So at the end of the day, I strongly believe that we should be very, very selective about. We should come to the realization of where we belong to, and then act from that point of view. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say something? You know, like what the both of them said, they are all right. It goes to what you were saying. You need.
Yeah.
Now, don't forget, all families are not the same.
Yeah.
Every family has a specific assignment. Now, in a home like my home, if I'm supposed to, my wife would tell you, I listen to my Bible 24 hours and I'm happy. My wife can't take 5 hours. When she listens 1 hour, 2, she's already exhausted. She wants to do another thing. Now, you should be able to know when you have this balance.
Yeah.
The part of it I agree with what Marie is saying with the content is that you should know the other person. Marriage is not all about you, but I agree with you because all of us are supposed to be Christians.
Yeah.
So it goes to when you are taking your box, you're looking for somebody who can, you know, like George, Bible 24/7. He doesn't have any problem with it. But if Maggie can handle George 24/7 Bible, then we should go for somebody who do like I saw Judith wrote, Bible kakra, affection kakra, friendship kakra. Then you're able to have a home. But don't forget, it goes to the box you have and which one you are taking, because that will determine who falls into the box. Can I read a comment, please? I
Yes,
see a lot of comments, but I see them here. Let me just read them through, please. I see Lady Hannah, she said, hi guys. I think I think when you asked the question, Doctor said she's a singer. I heard single, so I tried to look. I had Lady Hannah say, instrumentalist or singer? Is it a due? It's not due, madam. It's not due. They wanted to crack a joke. I see Mr. Some of you watching, Stamina watching. John was speaking an example, and John couldn't find anybody but found Dorcas as an example.
Hey!
That was very thoughtful. So I asked John, why Dorcas? And then Lady Hannah says, I thought they say when John. I want to come from your money.
Too much fun.
Then I said, John, then actually I said, can you allow John? I'm not pushing. Lady Hannah said, people are taking notes, so they are taking notes. That means the moving is going very well. Lady Hannah said, Steve, I like your point. The point you made is very powerful, which I think I agree with Steve. It was very powerful talking about the boxes and make sure you don't make exaggerated boxes where it can be ticked or you take it to your own disadvantage. He said, you guys know a lot. Who is your teacher? From Aunt Olivia. Mom, it's an honor to see that you are here. It's an honor. Aunt Olivia said, Anna, I think you are learning very, very well. She's taking her notes too. Mama Alvin is watching. Mommy, we salute you. Maggie said there are no negotiables. No negotiables. So he wrote here, I agree with you, no negotiables. There are certain areas that they can't be negotiated. They are and they stand forever. That I agree. Mama Maggie, no, Mommy asked, he said, John, are you exploring? Because John said from his experience. So Mommy, John, are you exploring? I'm sure I don't know how to answer that question. Actually, I said, I'm glad for you guys. Keep it up and please learn more. Bless you all. I mean, Mommy, bless you too. It's an honor to see that you're here. Actually, I said again, John, what experience? John, I think you have to explain that one afterwards. Then Maggie said, treat women well. Then I asked, why women? Why not treat the both couples or a young man? Why women? I had the question I asked. Auntie, I see my lady Hannah Edu asked, I agree that age is not an issue. But in terms of fertility, body strength, when the two pursue relationship, what would you advise? Can age be overlooked? Age in that place can never be overlooked. You take those risks according to what you look out for. I always tell people, I always tell young girls, marry early. Don't marry when you are 74. And then you are praying that God will give you a baby. We can pray for miracles. Miracles do happen. But don't forget, we live our life by principles and not miracles. So try to work with the principles. If the miracles work for you, to God be the glory. So that's supposed to be considered too. We agree with the lady. God bless you. I see my Mr. Albert Siedu asked, he said, it's not true. It's not true. Age is no matter because I am 50. See, it's not true that age is not to be considered. I am 53 years and I go for 30 years, lady. By 10 years later, she will see me as an old man and go for another man. I agree with you, sir. That is a risk for you if you want to take a younger lady. You do that to your own risk. I see myself, Benson, reading Lady Blessing, I salute you. So that you know that here, Mommy said, Mama Magitano said, giving them pressure should rather be a prayer for them. I agree, Mommy, no pressure. I see my brother, Ban Philippa, I salute you, sir. It's a beautiful session. I love what I'm hearing. Bless you, Sandra, to know that here. He said, Ratano, I salute Papi. He said, can you elaborate on the socializing as being means to finding your mate? I'm sure that is something to be looked at. Yeah. I think it goes to what both of them were talking about as to where you find your spouse. How well do you have socialized? When I said, Maggie said, look for your kind. So I leave that. And Mommy said, that is rightly said. I see my sister Judith, a great time. He said, loving what I'm seeing and hearing. It's an honor to know that you hear. Honorable and that time, he said, even though it is fundamental that you marry a Christian, but you don't marry because he or she is a Christian. That's powerful. But one who is wife or husband material. Hey, that is a good thought. So when you take in your Christian box, not another Christian box because he brought tongues like George. He may not necessarily be a good wife or a good husband. As Maki said, content. The holy boys, they don't have content. My brother, then about Philip, he said, truly, most Holy Ghostic guys are boring. God give us grace. Say their boys. Say they don't have content, somebody agree with you. I see my sister Julie say, exactly, we need content, kakra, Bible kakra, friendship kakra, emotions kakra, amen, everything kakra, to make the home go well. Yeah, even in the church, the Bible says beware of dogs. So even in the church, you can have the wrong ones in the right seat. I see my mama say content, see mommy content. I saw brother Michael say, good, John, bravo. I see Hannah Edu say, brother John, applause to you. Hannah Edu said, I think it's a matter of common interest. That is a word to be considered. Common interest. I think interest is a key factor. It's hard to say interest. I don't know what the word interest means from your perspective, but when I hear interest, a lot of thoughts come to my mind. When I was at the time, I would say, do you put romance before choosing, like Maggie is trying to say? Elaborate, Maggie. But that's a question at that time not to you. So when John have answered this question, you have to come again and answer. He said, do you put romance before choosing? Like Maggie is saying, Maggie, please elaborate. Director, you are too much. My dear, it's another thing. So I'm sure John will have to answer that. Maggie will take us through. Thank you.
About the fact that experience or non-experience.
Yes, please.
But I strongly believe it would be a lie for me to stand here and say that I've been dated before and I haven't been in a relationship before. I've been in a relationship before. Unfortunately, it didn't go as we both hoped, and that goes on. So, yeah.
Life continues. Maggie, please.
I did talk about romance, so I don't want to.
No, talking about, in as much as you're looking for the other things that you see, the content, how would you put romance?
Romance is not part of what I'm talking about, actually. I'm talking about you having a conversation that the woman will be interested in, not just stating some phrases all the time. You should just talk about, because if you are dating someone and it's just a particular how do you put it, like
One sector of
it's like a routine. The phrases are always the same. How would you know this person? How this person get to know you? How would you get to know each other? So talking about things like what do you like, what don't you like just be free and come out. Just talk about everything. But romance is at the end, like marriage. That's where you find it.
I don't know, forgive me.
Yeah, but I think that
the most important part, so I want to have to do with this, like John began from the beginning, is the reason we have behind dating. Why do we date?
Yes.
So once you date, you watch the content. That's when you watch the content. So I'm dating, then I'm watching the content. Does he talk like that? Does he sound like that? Does he behave like that? But the truth is only one. Most of the time, who you date and who you marry are not the same.
Yeah.
Almost all the time. It's not because they lie, they don't pretend. It's just because when they are with you for that 1 hour, they'll keep their composure. Which is normal. So my wife
I know you bring it.
my wife
Let me say it myself.
Yeah,
I will try and eat with a spoon when I'm eating wash. If I'm with you, I'll eat with a spoon or I'll eat with a fork. But when I'm in the house,
hey.
now he knows I'll eat with my hand. So some of the things we have to. Okay, I think most of the time, as my husband has said, we don't let it. We don't show our whole self to the person.
Yeah.
That is what they said. If you marry somebody for a very long time, but you still don't know the person. So don't think that you are in search of knowing everything also about the person before you make a choice.
I think
But
somebody said discernment. I forgot who. I think they said.
Okay.
Where it is a key, it's a major key. Watch and pray, but in your prayer, use the gift to discern. Like I like Maggie's comment, your need, because you can easily, not because you are bad or the person is pretending, you may have wrong information, you may hear wrong, you may see wrong, you are a human being.
Yeah.
And sometimes your body will take and you think, because he came to hold you, or he helped you in the place that you thought was so good, you feel like, he's the best guy, okay? He just, sorry, let's go ahead.
I know for Chris, as we are talking, still are talking about people in church. We are people of the church, so we are talking about our issues. I know it's not easy for guys to propose. Should I ask how easy it is for you guys to propose? Or I should go on with the question.
Like propose,
John,
Can I
propose,
propose,
or
to approach a lady and let them know that you are interested.
You know, I strongly believe that it's a difficulty for Christian men because we are focused on the boundaries that have been created around the ladies, and those boundaries have to be there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can't have a lady who does things anyhow or who behaves anyhow, and then she calls herself a Christian at the end of the day. But we as Christian guys, we tend to focus more on these boundaries, and we come to a point where we realize, I'm not Christian enough for this girl, or I'm not prayerful enough for this girl, or I can't sing, so I can't go in for this girl. And we tend to focus on those things, and then we say that at the end of the day, we lose out on potential husbands, we lose out on potential wives. But our focus shouldn't be on the fact that we are weak, because to support it, the Bible makes us understand that in my weakness, Christ is made strong. So we shouldn't look at our fears, we shouldn't look at those limitations, those boundaries that the girls have created and say that, oh, this girl there, she's too holy, I can't approach her. But our focus should be on the fact that this is the girl that I've seen. She's Christian. She ticks some of the boxes that I have on my list. Let me go in. Let me approach her. Let me talk to her. Because my friends usually used to tell me that if you happen to go out with a girl, right? If you see a girl, the girl is beautiful, the girl is handsome, just go and talk to her. At the end of the day, the worst thing that she can tell you is no.
I want to talk about dealing with rejection. How do you guys feel when you tell a girl and the answer is no? How do you feel? How do you feel dealing with rejection?
How do I
How did you deal with your rejection?
Let's see. How did you deal with your rejection?
Allora, okay. It's not easy.
It's not.
No, but
I think I have a problem with guys when it comes to that, because I believe before you take that step, going to tell that lady that you are interested or you want to date, or I think you should have a minimum, like a percentage reasonable before you make that choice. Because some people, you just see that when the person comes or approaches you and talks to you, you get, I don't know. I said, but why should you worry yourself to come and ask? Like, look, sorry to say, it's not that you are looking down upon the person, but some people you can just say that, like, this should be a no-go area. Like, so why did you take that? What did you see before taking that step? I believe before you make the step, you see this lady you want to, it should be like 60% you are sure she will say yes before you take the step. Because I don't know how you will feel when
you approach.
When girls tell you, no, I am not interested in you.
Like,
it's not easy.
But maybe you begin to know the person, okay, after maybe a period of time, something's not going, okay, and then you'll say, no, I don't. We don't click anymore.
You saw it coming.
Okay, but I don't, like, maybe at first you feel discouraged and all that stuff, and you think, maybe I should have done this, maybe I should have done this, maybe I should say this and all that stuff, and maybe you worry about how maybe awful you are, but at times we focus that maybe I'm not right, okay, but it's not the case. Now I say, not that I always go, hey, we will be with you, but if I get rejected, I say that I'm not for you. That's why. So that is how I keep, okay, going. But yeah.
Well, I won't say it's only for the guys, but I also believe that the ladies should also do this. If somebody proposes to you and you are not interested, I'll come to that. John, go ahead.
I wanted to add a little to what our brother was saying, and it's actually from the Bible. When Saul was rejected as king, there are a couple of things that he did. The Bible maybe the Bible may not necessarily teach us how do I deal with rejection when a girl
Steps,
rejects me, but it teaches us how not to deal with rejection. In the sense that there were things that after Saul had been rejected as king, he did that made his situation worse. And I wrote a couple of things that, like, when we are rejected, we hold on to the past. We hold on to the fact that this person has rejected me, so I'm not going to relationships again. I'm not going to dating again. I actually have a friend of mine who is facing this problem because of the fact that in the past she has faced lots of rejections. It's difficult for her to enter into a relationship, and I think that becomes a hindering block. Also, when we try to maintain our status before men, at the end of the day, the girl has rejected you. The girl told you no, and you still want to find a cunning way to stay in the relationship, to stay in the friendship, or one very bad thing that guys tend to do is they begin to badmouth the girl. That, oh, she was the one who did this, she said this, that was, oh, I left her, oh, you're drunk, girl, we cried, they don't forget it.
Yesterday,
These are all kinds of things that we do that instead of maybe alleviating the pain.
Doctor said, whilst yesterday you called her honey, now you are
Exactly. So I strongly believe that these are things that we shouldn't do when we are rejected, but we can also resort to prayer, because it may seem strange, but prayer is one thing that really helps us. Going before God and telling God, God, look, this girl was beautiful. I went in for her. She said, no, he has broken my heart. God, you are the one who can heal me. You are the one who can help me. You are the fixer. Repair my heart. Repair my heart.
Repair my broken heart.
To go to God and then talk to God about these things. And I believe that rejection may not be easy, but it becomes easier when you have God on your side.
I have a problem with some ladies.
Now, maybe we will talk about the ladies. I think for the young man, like we said from before, I mean, be sure that you have at least 70% acceptance. Don't just approach any lady because think they are fine. You are fine, but to them you are too low their class or you are too high their class. It's a worst place to be too. I've now been rejected, of course, maybe because I've not approached many girls, so it's easier. But if you get to the place where, like I think John was saying, you keep like stepping, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody know that you approach this girl, she said no. Anybody will feel like they shouldn't say yes to you. It's like you are a rejected bomb for everybody. It becomes so difficult to be accepted. Why easily jump on a lady because you think they are fine? I mean, I'm gonna be sure you build a formidable relationship. Be free, normal conversation, loyal, pure heart. That is all you can learn. Let me read the comment here. Maybe that will help. Auntie Maggie said something I want to read. He said, let me read from Michael. He said, I think what makes some Christian brothers' conversation boring is that they are afraid to be vulnerable. That I agree anyway. They are afraid to be vulnerable. I see my sister on enforcing watch and salute to lady. He said, that is, Auntie Maggie said, that is why you should choose from afar before they approach. By then you have already known the person. Choose from afar. You don't go closer and stand by the side and start talking while the girl doesn't even see you. Yes, my brother Michael said, it is easy, it is easy. Don't have mercy on young men anyway. Lady Hannah said, Lady Susie, some people have great faith. When I'm going to save you in this situation, I don't know. And I don't know, says, how do you think a second lady will feel when you approach her after your first relationship has failed? That becomes very difficult to be accepted. I see my brother still saying, oh yeah, John, that lady is a John, you know. And Mama he said, yes, so Professor John, God bless you, God bless you.
Ladies, what would be the nicest way you should tell a guy, I am not interested?
Just exactly what you said, I'm not interested.
And you add,
No, I'm not interested. Thank you.
I see you as a friend.
No. Say it.
I see you as a friend.
Steven, say, how do they say it?
I see you as a friend. Yes. Then it's not the right moment for me.
I'm not integrating.
My mom don't want this relationship. I'm searching for God. Then another one. It's not you. It's me.
the girls say it, that's the problem. Because at the end of the day, if she tells you, I see you as a brother, or it's not
I see you.
there's nothing you can do about it. The problem is how you do
You
it.
take it.
How you take it. Because someone, after the girl has told me I see her as a friend, most of the time what happens is, guys, we don't talk to the girl again.
Oh.
For us, she becomes an enemy. She becomes someone that...
It shouldn't be so.
But the girl told you that, oh, I see you as friend. Then let's continue the friendship.
Exactly. They'll give you an opportunity, Carl. You never know.
One thing I always advise ladies also to do is if you are in a community, like you're in a church, and maybe a guy proposes to you and you are not interested, you tell the guy you are not interested. Let it remain with you. Because if you said no to her, to him, he has the chance to go and say it to another lady. You don't go and tell all the ladies around you, he proposed to me and I said yes. Men don't like that because the minute he gets to another lady, she already knows she went to my sister. Then why should I say? Then she will say no. But keep it to yourself. You said no, so it won't. Don't be passing those information to the other ladies. You said no. He can go to another lady and propose, and maybe she will also say yes. Ladies. John says I should let you ladies know that rigid need too much.
Translation, please. Yes, translation.
Down small.
You see, he said the church girls are snobbish. That is what the church guys also say.
Okay.
They said the church girls are snobbish. How true is that, ladies?
No,
They feel intimidated when they are around you.
Can I chip in, Alora? For me, I see that the church ladies are not much agreeable. Okay, maybe just a child. It's so difficult, like to get a child. But if I go outside, maybe a co-worker, somebody that you are in the university or whatever, like just a child, like it means something. Like it's very easy to get a conversation. But when you are in church, it seems like everything is very, very rigid and straight. That's why maybe she said that some they don't have content. But how can I have content if you just bring a wall? So how can I express myself easily and so that I'm in a way like tranquilo? So if you bring that atmosphere where everything is rigid, how can I be easy? That's why.
So one thing that I want to say, sometimes we are being watched. So you can't talk to a guy. Your parents are watching you. So if you talk to a guy. And also one thing that I want to say is that everybody's not the same. Okay, we are all not the same. For example, Dorcas and myself. Dorcas is a friendly person. When we enter a room, Dorcas can talk to everybody. But for me, it's different. I can't talk to everybody. I find it difficult in starting a conversation, and I find it very, very difficult in ending a conversation. So maybe approaching me will be difficult because I'm an introvert, okay, and so I don't really socialize much. So you must see that we have personality differences. We have two different socialization process. So if you want to, maybe you can approach Dorcas all the time, okay, but maybe you can approach me like easily. It doesn't mean that we are not approachable.
But she
or
talks,
something.
I don't know because
That is
You have to study the
approach.
person. If you're in the same church with somebody, at least you've watched the person for some time. I don't want to mention it, but there are people in the church that it's difficult for them to come to you. Maybe you have to go to them and talk to them. It doesn't mean they will not mind you. They will definitely mind you, but them making the first step will be a problem. So don't putting it in a category like they are not approachable is not maybe the right way, but some of them, not all of them.
Well, to add to what's being said, I strongly believe that some of the girls should have a change of mindset. Because it's not every child that means that I want to date you.
I think that's one. That's one of of their worries. Like the child means that you want to say.
Sitting with a girl, the pastor says that, oh, tell the person next to you are beautiful, and then she'll look at you like, that makes you realize that you don't have to talk to her. So I believe that the girl should have a change of mindset. If I tell you, child, it's not because I want to date you. Maybe we are together, reggae, just bring. No, we have to.
We haven't heard with the love of God.
That's true. What John is saying is also true.
Don't be so. Directly wants to date.
Of course, I agree with John very much. Like some girls are like, no say many, where like you just anyhow you talk them. Why did he greet me like that? I mean, read meanings into nothing.
Exactly.
Everybody gets so like, I just shook your hand, I didn't do anything. The way he looked at me, I saw his eyes rolling. You know, I know eyes rolling. The way they are only hallucinating. I think it's a problem. Let me read the comment, please. Thank you. He said, Brother Steve, Brother Tio, praise the salute to say, he said, I'm searching for God, like Stephen. Michael Edu said, Brother Stephen, it seems the expert is talking over. Anna will say, I think she's sneezing. I'm not sure what that means anyway. The Honor Wadatama said, hey, Stephen. I don't know what I don't have in mind. I Stephen, help you explain that after. Brother Tion said, highly spiritual. Stephen is highly spiritual. Brother Steve, God bless you. I said, bravo. I also said, bravo, Steve. That's a deep thought. Just if you are check, also say, well said, Steve. Aurelia Mafo said, they are hunters. Make them. This one.
Make them hunt.
Okay. He said they are hunters. Make them hunt to. Yes, make them hunt.
Wow.
Of course, allow them to hunt. For that one, allow them. But don't make it difficult for them to hunt. Anyway, it's a high percentage of them, Maggie, are very rigid. Very, very rigid. But you got to be small, soft. At least John said it very well. Be soft. Very educative. My brother Kojo. God is good. He said, very educative. God bless you guys. God bless you too. It's an honor to have you here.
Wow. We are so much thankful for sticking and staying with us. All too soon, our time is getting nearer. But let's go for this one more question. So since we are talking about church girls, church guys, their approach, whether they say we shouldn't say snobbish, but like a bit rigid. And the guys are also boring and all that. So without verbally telling somebody or letting the person know that you are interested and all that, what are some of the ways you can still do the same thing without even talking?
I believe that we can measure the interest of a person in something simply based on the amount of time he dedicates to that thing and the sacrifices that he makes towards that thing. So if you happen to find, I was watching a movie recently in which the guy went out with a girl and they were drinking, they were having they were eating, and the guy got a call that his father had been rushed to the hospital. So this guy went to the hospital and for obvious reasons he couldn't respond to his phone. And this was a girl that he had just come to know, so it was their first time out. And in that moment, the girl called, the guy wasn't responding, she called, she tried, and she came to the hospital to come and find out if everything was okay. That goes to show how dedicated she was and the sacrifices that she was willing to make towards that relationship. So I strongly believe that we can measure a person's interest simply based on not necessarily looking at, oh, maybe he rolled his eyes like our director was saying, or maybe, oh, he shaked me in a certain way, but simply based on the amount of time and then the sacrifices that he makes towards you or you make towards him.
Wow.
It is simply said the proof of love is investment of time.
Exactly.
The proof of love is investment of time. When a person don't have time for you, I don't care, they have no interest in you.
Exactly.
And that is why it's consistency. When you dig out and look at, where is his focus? How much does he think about you? I mean, I'm not sure how many times I call my wife when we were dating. Call every morning, call every, that is constant. In between the two, now you can't tell. In between the two, that is different. Why? Because that's where your focus is. But if you are dating and you can't be his focus or her focus, it's already a red flag.
Yeah.
Because there will be a lot of distraction after marriage. So if now that there is no child, there is nothing, and you can't, it's a red flag. So I agree with John. If they don't have time for you, be sure it's taken, red. And then if you're a young lady, a young guy, you want to prove to a young girl that you love her, this is simple. Be consistent. Invest your time. Don't say it quick. Let your action do it. Till you see that she's falling. No, don't let her fall so into your back. She's falling. She's gone like at least 50%. Then you begin to show the interest. Talk about marriage. Don't forget, before you talk about marriage, you are showing love and brotherly Philadelphia, right? But as the days go by, you go from Philadelphia to Eros. To Eros, little by little. Don't go to Eros, Eros. Where you're trying to show the signals. Talking about marriage. So when the marriage talk is not, she's not Philadelphia, there is red flag for me. She's not interested in me. Even though you're already saying it, but you've not said it, then she's already thinking. But if you go, boom, then she says no, okay, then it's not difficult. Rejection. Then you have to now go for a John's formula. Which becomes very difficult. So that nobody can handle rejection like that. There are others who go back and they never do anything. So stay back, like Mommy said, work from afar, show the signals, see her turn out, watch the feedback. If it's okay, then you go for it. If it's not okay, stay back. Bless you.
And Adanda is saying, folks, I hope you are preparing for next week. Wow, ladies, do you believe in gifting during dating? Gifting.
Hey, of course, 100%. But not by force for all.
John, are you with us?
I'm taking.
Gifting.
Yeah, I see. I think it's something. Well, I would say, in the face of dating, looking at the definition that we have given, it's kind of too early to give gifts. Because gifts goes to demonstrate how invested you are in that person. So I strongly believe that maybe during the dating, maybe when it's Christmas and everyone is supposed to give gifts to someone, you can give, but not out of spontaneity where maybe on Monday you go to town, you see flowers and then you come. I think that would be too early in the face of dating. That goes when you are then in a relationship, you are seeing each other, then you can go there. But in the face of dating, I strongly believe that it shouldn't be something that we should look out for. Something that
you know that sometimes women, they want, but they will say no. So if you are showing interest and you want to bring me gifts and I say no, would you still bring it?
I will take it away.
John, what did you say?
I'll take it away.
You take your gift away.
You see, I was actually talking to Steve before the program, and I was telling him that it's very important for us to be clear in our communication.
Wow, John.
Hey.
John.
Hey.
So
Okay.
if you come to me and I'm giving you the gift, Baku, and you are telling me, oh, I don't want it. No gift.
No gift. You take your gift away.
Give me.
John.
No, but I think the sign language is a key to me. But John, I don't know about to the extent that you read the messages. It's to the extent, right? To the extent of the person's reaction. Now my wife will say, no, it's
No,
too
like,
expensive.
yes,
I want.
But if she buy it, she will still enjoy it. Obviously. So it's the extent of the rejection. Now sometimes you buy in there, she's angry. Not that she said no, she's already angry. That is a no-go area. But if you say no, it's too waste of money. It's one of those things of women. It's too much money. I see a dress about it's 50 euro. I say, it's too expensive. Don't buy it. Only let us in the money. Next time they should wear it. It's just what it is. They will say no because maybe they want to sacrifice. But if they get it, so naturally, I think it's not bad to give gifts, but the type of gift matters. Because it's not like you're buying panties and dresses and underwears and buy Bible, sound very spiritual.
Bible.
Things which are
Message Bible.
Things which are very, so that it's easier to receive. And then let me read the comment, maybe afterwards you give your final
Your
word.
final words, yeah,
you
as you
mind, please.
prepare.
I see my sister Wilhelmina watching, she said insightful. Yes, another to know that here is very insightful. I think we have special guests there. We have
Yes, sir.
apostles and doctoresses and apostles. They are helping us to learn. Yeah, there are so many ways. Abraham's servant did not say, I want to take you to my master's son, but through serving and sacrifice. So it matters. Eliezer said, I want to see the woman who will do this is the one. So if the woman would have never sacrificed, she would have lost.
Yeah.
So that is very sad. May God bless you. See my sister Julie say, good to see you here. I say, again, it is important to understand the love language of the person. That is also a key.
Yeah.
See, love language matters. So for everybody, it is different anyway. I want to right say, seasonal gifts are okay, but be careful of the kind of item.
Sure.
Probably the kind of item very, very matters. It's a very true name. Guys of today need to learn love language. It's true. We don't know much. We're still learning. I think that is all.
Wow. It has been so much insight. We have learned. We hope you have also learned. Ladies and gentlemen, your final words. We start with John.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Okay, I think what I can say is that before starting like the dating factor, we should prepare ourselves, prepare to be the one for the person that is praying for us somewhere, and to focus on the fact that we should be prepared spiritually and mentally, and know that there is God. He knows our desires, so we know that He can at the appointed time bring the person. So find yourself. Let God and the person that you are looking for find you prepared. Yeah.
Bless you.
Amazing.
Okay, so I would also like to say, like the first rightly said, invest in yourself. Make sure before you even find a person, invest in yourself. Anything you are doing, do it well. Make sure you are doing it to the best. Don't do things because you want somebody to see you, but do things because you want to do it. Because maybe what you are doing may attract somebody to you, or what you are doing, you may find somebody in what you are doing. So invest in yourself. Do what you are doing and know what you want and what you need. Make sure that you don't compromise for anything. You don't compromise, and things that you know are important to you, make sure you do not compromise, and the right person will definitely you find the right person. And when you find the right person, dating becomes very easy for you. Yes.
Gentlemen.
What I've learned something today, that I must know myself first of all, so that I know what I need.
Yeah.
Because at times we want, but we don't know what we need.
Yeah.
So I must know myself so that I will know what I will need.
Well, I would like to end this to alleviate a couple of doubts that people may have about the fact that the Bible doesn't talk about dating. Well, the Bible makes us understand that he who finds a wife finds a good thing. That means that a search has to be made. And there are various instances in the Bible where we see people either searching for kings, either searching for things or that kind of thing. So I believe that if we have those kind of doubts with respect to, the Bible doesn't talk about dating, so we can go about it anyhow. All the principles that are related to searching in the Bible are related to dating. So I think that this should help us.
Wow. These final words are just to summarize everything that we have said. As John said, you wouldn't find dating written in the Bible, but there are principles of searching, principles of marriage, principles of searching things in the Bible, and so it should be a guide for you as a Christian. And also one very important thing is that you always have the end in mind when you want to date. It shouldn't be that it's just casual, everybody is dating, so let me also date. But you date with the backdrop that you want to find person who you would want to spend the rest of your life with, if it's possible. So it is not what the world is doing, it is not what everybody around is doing, but as Christians, it's that everything that we do needs to give glory to God. One other thing that I also believe, that when it comes to dating and all that, it shouldn't be secret. It can be private, but it shouldn't be secret. It is very important. It shouldn't be secret that nobody should know. It is actually a red flag if nobody is supposed to know. But if it is private, in the sense that people who are supposed to know, that is when it has even gotten to the higher stages like courtship and all that. People who are supposed to know, it's okay. It shouldn't be that it is secret, they don't have to tell you. Then it means the person might be doing something that you don't know. It might be double or triple or quadruple, and you don't know. So it is a caution for, especially, as my father always say, you ladies are always the victims. So you people should take care of yourself. One very important thing is also that as relationship began in the Garden of Eden, Adam knew God. Adam had a relationship with God. So your relationship with God matters so much. It is when you know God, you know His word. When you know somebody, you know about you learn about the person, you know about His word, and so that is what will guide you in your walk with God. I believe any young adult out there has also learned as we have also done. It is not too late. If you just join, you can just watch it again so that you pick up what our ladies and gentlemen have shared with us, so that it will also be of a help to you. What will I say to my amazing people here? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I believe that you have genuinely given us the idea of what the young adults are facing when it comes to dating. So if you're a parent, you know what to do. If you're a young adult, you also know what you need to look out for by what our guests have shared with us. Remember, this is the Inside Studios, where we always say, take one day at a time and be the best you can be. Bye for now.